تزكية لقلوبنا وتطهيرا لنفوسنا وتعجيلا لفرج سيدنا ومولانا بقية الله الأعظم الحجة بن الحسن المهدي، أرواحنا وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفدا. عطروا مجالسكم بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيتك المظلومين. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى أمك المظلومة الزهراء وعلى الدماء السائلات بين يديك يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة وأبي الأئمة. يا عبرة المؤمنين يا سلوة الفاقدين، روحي وأرواح من في الوجود لك الفداء. يا قتيل العدا ومسلوب العمامة والردى، يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. غريب كربلاء مظلوم كربلاء، a stranger in the land of Karbala, oppressed in the land of Karbala, martyred in the land of Karbala. Sayyidi Master Imam Husayn, on the 10th day of Muharram, in the land of Karbala, dear Imam Husayn, Lady Zainab alayha salam, stood on the mount known as Tell al-Zainabi, watching what is happening in the battlefield, looking where you are in the battlefield, dear brothers and sisters. Lady Zainab alayha salam, one eye was on Imam Husayn in the battlefield, the other was on the camp where the women and the children were. The enemies of Allah, upon the massacre of Imam Husayn, their swords dripping blood of this holy man, of Imam Husayn alayhi salam, looking, listening, looking at Lady Zainab alayha salam, as if the poet is listening to the echoes of the sounds in Karbala. سمعتهم يصيحون, the enemies of God, calling upon, whom are they calling? Zainab, 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 تجيبوها. Bring Zainab down. Why? زينب تجيبوها, خل تنظر السيف. Let her look at my sword. Who's saying this? خل تنظر السيف. What's in his sword? في دم نحر أخوها. The blood of her brother is on it. Who's saying that? من اللعين, this cursed man. صاح الشمر بيهم. Shimmer is calling upon his guards, his soldiers. Bring Zainab, let her see the blood dripping from my daggers and sword with the blood of her brother. And don't bring her, drag Zainab, bring her to see the blood of her brother drenched in the land of كربلاء. ولو نادت العباس, and if she thinks of calling Al-Abbas, her brother who protected her and brought her, شفينا راوها, show her the severed wrists and hands of Al-Abbas عليه السلام. Dear brothers and sisters, let us call upon Imam Husayn together to Karbala. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Everyone again. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. One last time. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي. We wish we were with you فنفوز فوزا عظيما. صلوات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. والصلاة والسلام على حبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. Allah Almighty says in the Holy Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Allah Azza wa Jal shall not change the state of a community until they change themselves. Dear brothers and sisters, I want to thank you as I start tonight's lecture for making the time and gathering together to bring to remembrance Al-Imam Al-Husayn alayhi salam in these blessed nights. Your participation is witnessed by the angels. Your participation is recorded as a good deed. Your participation, wherever you're at, wherever you go, as long as you're learning about Al-Imam Al-Husayn alayhi salam. For learning about Al-Imam Al-Husayn alayhi salam is learning about Al-Imam Al-Hasan alayhi salam, which is learning about Al-Imam Amir Al-Mu'mineen salamullahi ta'ala alayhi, which is learning about Lady Zahra salamullahi ta'ala alayha, which is learning about her father, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, which means you're learning your religion, you're learning about Allah Azza wa Jal. Dear brothers and sisters, this is a chain. They call us, they teach us, so they can explain to us the meaning of Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Al-Imam Al-Husayn alayhi salam came to bring back what was changed, to bring it back to the path that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam was sent with by Allah Azza wa Jal. If you notice, change is central theme to everything we talk about, because change is a reality that we all go through. The problem, some of us go through a form of negative change, some of us go through a positive change. Some of us evolve, and some of us, what happens to us is a form of change that take us to a different level in our lives. Others, the change that we undergo actually draw us back and down. Is there a framework to change that we can follow and we can learn? As we, you and I, individuals, learn what should we, how should we change in accordance to? Before we talk in details about this framework of change, dear brothers and sisters, we need to come to realize that us as individuals, we have desires in all of us. You can't deny that. You cannot deny the fact that these desires change us. These desires move us. These desires emotionally, they drive us to places sometimes we're not aware of. We get to experience things. We get to make mistakes. We also get to elevate ourselves. We get to change in a positive form. Sometimes, though, we fail because of these desires. They make us go into a dark path, a very dark path, because we want to experience things that we should not experience. We want to try things we should not try. Allah Azza wa Jal created everything in the universe, and He says, وَسَخَّرَ لَكُمْ. He made subservient to you everything in this earth and this heaven to serve you, mankind. The question is, what we do in this authority and power that was given to us by Allah Azza wa Jal is a choice we make. That is why one of the most important gifts to mankind is his and her ability to choose. Choice is a sacred gift given to us by Allah Azza wa Jal. With choice, we elevate ourselves through the choices we make, or we can downgrade ourselves. It's a choice we make. And this elevation, the way we escalate or the way we downgrade ourselves, becomes the fact of change. Now, when we change, dear brothers and sisters, sometimes we feel with some people that they kind of resist change. They don't want to change. But in reality, it's not that people don't want to change. In reality, people don't change not because they're resisting it, but because they are unsure of how to change. I'll give you this example. Sometimes we tell people, who want to lose weight, you need to eat healthy. This is too broad of a statement. You should eat healthy. What does that mean? Give more details. The statement is so broad, it doesn't give me a pathway to pick me up from point A to point B. It still becomes ambiguous that I don't even exercise the change. So to get people to change, we need to really give more crystal clear direction as how to change. At the same time, sometimes we feel lazy, or people think it's laziness. Oh, why isn't he changing? Why isn't she changing? Man, they're lazy. See, our minds are ruled by two different, often conflicting systems that are always pushing against one another. The rational mind and this reflective, conscious mind, and the emotional one. Two things are pulling. One that wants to make sense, very reflective, extremely thoughtful, knows what's right, knows what's wrong, but then there's this emotional conscious in us that drives us to do crazy things. One is telling you, what's wrong with you? Don't do it. The other says, I just want to try it. Oh man, it looks good. And I'm so excited. I just want to try it. I just want to do something. And there is this conflict that is moving and fighting within you. And these conflicting systems, they completely go against each other. They're brothers and sisters. In order for us to regulate the desires in the emotional aspect, it requires a lot of self-control. The self-control requires willpower. The willpower requires direction and training. And therefore, to change things, we appeal to two minds, the rational mind and the emotional mind. Two struggling powers within us. What looks, also sometimes we look at a person, we say, man, this guy has such a problem, or she has an issue. We don't realize that it's not something that is ongoing. It's just a situation that can be changed. We don't have to look at a person going through a problem or going through a situation and we label him and her forever, this is a problem that they're going in. We can look at it that it's situational. To change someone's behavior, sometimes we need to change that situation for a person. Someone's stuck. They don't know how to get out of a state of poverty. What do? We provide them assistance so they can educate themselves, they can get a certification, they can get a better job. So we move them from the state of poverty into wealth by just pushing and changing the situation they're going through. So dear brothers and sisters, in order for us to look at it, we can really give this example that was given by one of the psychologists, the rider and the elephant example. What is this example? Have you ever seen an elephant? It's a huge animal. This elephant is very hard to control. It moves the way it wants. Now imagine you want to get on the back of this elephant and control it. Can you? You're going to have a hard time controlling yourself. But if you try and learn, you'll try to figure out step by step how to control this animal to lead it into the destination of your likeness. In order to do that, dear brothers and sisters, we need these 3 steps. The rider represents the rational mind. The elephant represents the emotional mind. Now, In order for us to control this, we need to know the how, and we need to know what? The where are we going? So three things. We need to know us as a rider, the rational mind, how do we, the what do we need to do? We need to know, control the elephant, the desires, the emotional mind, and we need to know the where are we going, where we're leading this. Now, direct the rider, motivate the elephant, and shape the path. Dear brothers and sisters, let's talk about each one of them to see how we can better ourselves and how we can change ourselves in a positive sense. The rider is a thinker part. The best way is to change this rider is to show, not just tell someone. Right now, I'm telling you what to do. But you know what's important? When we're together, is to show each other how to live the right life. And this is where we bring examples of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Why do we talk about Karbala? Because in Karbala, the hardest, the most troubling time, people forget who they are. The emotions drive them. But you look at Imam Husayn salamullahi ta'ala alayhi. Did he lose himself? Even at the worst moment. The enemies are in front of him. They're all lined up. They want to kill him. His companions are telling him, if we start, we may win the battle. He says, no. I will not start a battle. If they start, I will defend. He refused. Why? Muslim ibn Aqil, Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad came to visit Hani ibn Urwa, where Muslim ibn Aqil, when he was in Kufa, what happened? He stayed at Hani ibn Urwa. Now, Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, when he went to Kufa, he knew things were going wrong, and he knew Hani ibn Urwa was the central place where the Shia were meeting. When Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad surprised Hani ibn Urwa in the visit, Muslim ibn Aqil hid behind the curtain. Where Muslim ibn Aqil was hiding, Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad was sitting. He had his sword and his dagger. Hani ibn Urwa was signaling to Muslim, kill him. Was signaling with his eyes so he can take the chance. He was sitting right there. Ubaidullah visited Hani and then left. Hani told Muslim, why didn't you kill him? He was right there. We could have got rid of him. He said, no. We are students of the school of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. We do not kill people this way. This is not something we do. Unless he knows and he faces me, I am not going to surprise him this way. It's not from the morals and the manners of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Look at that. He could have won, but he held himself. The rational mind controlled Muslims' decisions at that point. Dear brothers and sisters, when you're showing someone, in order for you to change, whether yourself or someone else, always try to show them the bright spots in the change. Imam Husayn alayhi salam, he was giving the last farewell to Lady Zainab alayhi salam. He was going to the battlefield. Where is the bright spot in this? Yet Imam Husayn alayhi salam said, "Ista'iddu lil bala." He told the woman, be ready for the test that is coming. Wa'alamu, look, ista'iddu lil bala. Now they know there's a tragedy coming. But look how Imam Husayn was giving the bright spot to Lady Zainab, the woman and the children. He said, وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ تَعَالَى حَمِيكُمْ وَحَافِظَكُمْ. In the harshest of moments, he's reminding them of the bright spots in this test. So, in driving the direction where the change has to happen, he was telling them, look, no matter what, remember Allah Azza wa Jal is with you. وَسَيُنَجِّيكُم مِّن شَرِّ الْأَعْدَاءِ, and He will save you from all the trouble of the enemies of Allah Azza wa Jal. And He will make the end good for you. And He will say, He says, وَيُعَوِّضُكُمْ عَنْ هَذِهِ الْبَلِيَّةِ بِأَنْوَاعِ النِّعَمِ وَالْكَرَامَةِ. And He will give you, with this test, so many blessings and honors. فَلَا تَشْكُوا. Look at the way He's teaching them. Don't complain. And do not, look, Wallah, I swear to God, what an amazing statement. Wallahi al-Ali al-Azim. What an amazing statement. By Imam Husayn is going to the battlefield. He's giving the farewell to his dear sister and children and wife. What does he tell them? وَلَا تَقُولُوا بِأَلْسِنَتِكُمْ, and do not utter with your tongues مَا يُنَقِّصُ مِنْ قَدَرِكُمْ, that will lower your value and state. La ilaha illallah. Who can say this but an imam? He's telling his sister, he's telling his daughters, he's telling the women and the children, do not lower your state and your value because of what the enemies of Allah will tell you. No. What just someone شوية triggers us, we change. You see someone swearing, والعياذ بالله, someone changing, someone throwing, getting angry. لا, ما في عندنا هيك شيء. No. If we are the followers of Imam Husayn alayhi salam, what is he? ترى الإمام الحسين, what is he? يعني كشيعة, what are we being taught? ترى we're not being taught something. We're being taught محاسن مكارم الأخلاق. Why? Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what does God tell him? What does He say? إِنَّمَا I am sending you the best of morals, the best of ethics. So we need to look at, in the most difficult times, dear brothers and sisters, when we're trying to help someone change, we need to make sure that we show them the bright spot in this change. What will they get? To what? To encourage them, motivate them. Secondly, let's not just give very broad lines. Let's give details, scripted for them. Imam Husayn alayhi salam, see, sometimes change is ambiguous. You need to detail it for someone. Imam Husayn alayhi salam, he talks about to his family again, as they were crying on the night of Ashura. On the 9th day at night, tomorrow is the 10th of Muharram, he's talking to them. He's talking to his sister. Ya ukhta, ta'azzi bi'aza'illah. He's giving her details. Hang on to this rope of Allah Azza wa Jal as you shed the tears. Because everyone will die. Everyone on earth will die. وَجَمِيعُ الْبَرِيَّةِ يَهْلَكُونَ. يا أختاه، يا أم كلثوم، يا زينب، يا فاطمة، يا رباب، إذا أنا قتلت, if I am killed, فلا, do not tear, because it was known back in Arabia, when someone dies, the woman would go and start tearing their abaya and making a whole scene, a big scene. He goes, don't do any of this stuff. And do not scratch your face. Do not say something that will make Allah Azza wa Jal mad at you. He's specifically giving them the how. He's not leaving it broad for them. And at the same time, dear brothers and sisters, when you are the one directing, you need to give with the clarity what is the destination. Look, Imam Husayn alayhi salam had a lot of people with him, especially when he left from Mecca to Kufa, right? Many people followed him because now they thought he is going to be the new governor of Kufa. He's going to be the new Khalifa, and a lot of people followed him. But Imam alayhi salam did not fool them. Did not say, Yalla, let me benefit from them. No. Look at akhlaq al-Imam Husayn. He was clear with them. In the midway between Mecca and Kufa, he stopped them. He goes, listen, إِنِّي رَاحِلٌ إِلَى الْقَتْلِ وَالشَّهَادِ. I'm going, my destination, I will be killed and I will be martyred. فَمَنْ أَحَبَّ أَن يَخْتَارَ الرَّحِيلَ مَعِي. Whoever would like to go on this journey with me, فَلْيُوَطِّنُ نَفْسَهُ. Let him know, be ready, عَلَى لِقَاءِ اللَّهِ, that he will meet Allah Azza wa Jal بَيْنَ السُّيُوفِ وَالْأَسِنَّةِ. It's through the swords and the arrows. He was clear with them. He did not hide, he did not lie, he did not misguide, he was very clear. That's leadership. That's where when someone wants to change, it was clear to them. We're going to do this, this is our destination, this is how we have to do it, with no question. At the same time, dear brothers and sisters, we need to motivate. Now, this is about al-aql, rationale. When we talk to someone about changing, we need to show them where they're going, how they're going to do it. This is the aql, the rider that is going to control that elephant, that desire, these desires of ours, in order for us to get to our end. A lot of times we try to, when we talk about change, we try to reason with people. You know what? This will benefit, this will. But one of the things we have to do is tap into the emotions of an individual. Let them feel deep inside, feel the why they're changing. Not only see it. At the same time, a lot of times we want to self-evaluate. Dear brothers and sisters, sometimes we need to push and take that leap into the change and experience it ourselves. And do not always tell people, inshallah, you know what, you need to start. See where the person is, where you are in your process of changing, and tell them, listen, you're halfway. Push them, motivate them. Because this is how you grow the people, how you help them see the bigger picture, how you motivate them, how you show them that it's not impossible. A lot of times, you know why people, they say there's someone got to learn Islam. The person told him, yeah, Islam is easy, you know, and inshallah, I want to changing to Islam, to being Muslim is great, this and that. He goes, okay, what do you want me, what should I do? He goes, inshallah, nsalli al-dhuhr al-asr, we pray the noon and afternoon together, and inshallah, we'll, that's what a Muslim does. Then after Bain al-Salatain, we have to do the nawafil. Excellent. After the Salatain, we do another, let's add more supplication. And after that, let's do more prayers. Okay, that. And then let's do al-Maghrib al-Isha. Great. Ubadin, let's do supplication. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then let's do Salat al-Layl. Excellent. And then wake up in the morning. Excellent. The guy said, okay, I have something, I have a life to live. When you overburden someone in change, not that any of that stuff is bad. Bil-Akis, it's good for someone who has trained his time how to fit it with supplications and prayers. But a new person who just learned Islam, just change, suddenly you want to put all these things on him or her, they'll change. They'll say, you know what, Allah, I have a life to live. Excuse me, I want to do. Take it step by step. Don't overwhelm people with change. Emotionally, they want to accept it. So that's the elephant. Dear brothers and sisters, the elephant is the biggest hurdle. We're emotional beings. And bring someone, let him or her read the dua, listen to the dua. It's okay if they want to listen to a beautiful voice, because it will move the heart. Let them cry. Then try to spend time with them where it's easy, learning religion step by step. If you think they're going to be overwhelmed, take it easy with them. Don't hand them, well, this is the Islamic law book, you have to read 800 pages. See you in a week. No, you don't do that. Step by step. In order for you to change, for me to change, we all struggle through change. This elephant in us, the desires kill us. They can take you south or can take you north. Allah, you need to control it. And then, dear brothers and sisters, shaping the path. I need to know where I'm going. This is one problem. We have a lot of disciplined people. MashaAllah, their emotions, they're in control of it. They are very well in control of their emotions. Amazing. Will-powered. They're like mountains, nothing changes them. But they don't know where the heck they're going. They have no direction in life. But they're not easily swayed. But yet they don't know where to go. They don't have clarity in destination. And clarity in destination, dear brothers and sisters, requires knowledge, requires time to read, requires sometimes, okay, I want to change my life. But maybe I come from a family that is not religious. Take it step by step. Not suddenly, okay, I want to change everything. No. Step by step. Change your small habits. Change your environment. And tweak things one step at a time. Don't try to revolt and change, because what happens if you try to do that, it becomes overwhelming. You fail and everyone around you fail. Take it one step at a time. You know, may Allah remove all struggles from all of us, but when we lose a loved one, usually people become shocked. When they see dead people, when they realize they lost, when they realize this life is not staying for everyone. People die. They're shocked. With shock, what happens? Change. But sometimes that change so fast, they change back again. Take people step at a time. When you take people step at a time, dear brothers and sisters, know that you're not alone. What happens? Dear brothers and sisters, you take people around with you. There are people that care for you, people who love you. Sometimes you're changing, but others are not ready. Take them one step at a time. In summary, what I want to say, change is a process. Change is not an event that happens and suddenly there you go. Sometimes some individuals experience sudden, deep movement from the inside, but they always have to have what? The foundation somewhere for it. So when you do that, know that change takes time. Don't give up on yourself, on people around you. Don't suddenly wake up in the morning, okay, you know what? My wife is different, my children are different, I'm divorcing her, I'm letting them go. And no, that's irresponsible. You need to look at, sometimes people come from a non-religious background. You know what? I'm giving up on my dad and my mom. I'm changing. La, you know, it doesn't work that way. Al-Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, there was a man who became a Muslim. He told him, what do I do with my mother? Told him, your mother, you take care of her. You know, Allah Azza wa Jal, He made sure that we take care of our parents. وَأَنْبِلْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Take care of our parents, our mothers, our fathers. We need to make sure we take care of them. And look, what did he tell him? He goes, go take care of her. He goes, but she's Christian. He goes, so? She's your mother. So the mother, she noticed her son is taking care of her a lot. He changed. He's taking care of her. He's feeding her. He's told him, son, what is going on? He goes, I changed. I became a Muslim, and my Imam told me that I have to make sure I take care of you. She told him, a religion like this, come and teach me this religion of yours. And then she became Muslim too. Wallah, a'immatna alayhim salam, when they teach us, if we just listen to them, we change everything. And dear brothers and sisters, Al-Imam Salamullahi ta'ala alayh, this is what he did with his companions. His companions, look at them. He taught them. He was honest with them. He showed them the direction. He was clear with them. He made sure that he sided for themselves in the right direction. They knew their destination. And look, من أحب منكم أن ينصرف معنا إلى العراق. Whoever wants to come with us to Iraq, we'll take care of him. And whoever wants to leave, don't worry about it. Al-Imam Islam was taking care of the people who were with him and who are leaving him. And then, when the message came about Musab ibn Aqil and about Han ibn Urwa He told the people again, listen, Muslim ibn Aqil was killed, Hadim ibn Urwa was killed, Abdullah ibn Yaqtur were killed. All three were killed. Whoever wants to leave, don't be embarrassed. Leave, go. You're free to do whatever you wish. That clarity gave the trust, because when I want to change, I'm looking at my leader. He's given me that clarity in destination. I will follow him to death. And he was clear. You want to come with us, you will die. There's no escape to it. But if you don't, it's okay. I am letting you go. Dear brothers and sisters, each one of them at night, the night of the 10th, they gathered together. Listen. He praised Allah Azza wa Jal. Then he said, God, you have given us the prophethood, and you taught us the Quran, and you showed us the way of the religion. I do not know, فَإِنِّي لَا أَعْلَمْ, better companions and more righteous ones than my own companions. Look at, he started with them. Al-Imam Husayn alayhi salam, he said, إِنِّي لَا أَعْلَمْ أَصْحَابًا أَوْفَى وَلَا خَيْرًا مِنْ أَصْحَابِي. They are the best of all companions. And no family more righteous and loyal than my family. He's giving them, he's telling them, I know you all. What an amazing moment with the Imam alayhi salam. وَقَدْ أَخْبَرَنِي جَدِّي, and my grandfather have told me that I will be landing in a land called Karbala, and I will be martyred in that land. Dear companions and dear family members, I believe tomorrow is the day that we will be killed. And I have given you permission, all of you. انطلقوا جميعا, all of you leave me, go. وهذا الليل قد غشيكم, this darkness overtook you. فاتخذوه جملا, ride the night away. وَلْيَأْخُذْ كُلُّ رَجُلٍ مِّنْكُمْ. Look at that. Al-Imam is telling them, let a man of you take the hand of one member of my household. فَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ جَمِيعًا خَيْرًا. May Allah bless you all. وَتَفَرَّقُوا فِي سَوَادِكُمْ وَمَدَائِنِكُمْ. Go back to your tribes, go back to your homes, go back to your city. فَإِنَّ الْقَوْمَ إِنَّمَا يَطْلِبُونِ. These people only want me. وَلَوْ أَصَابُونِي, and if they get a hangover of me, لَدَهَلُوا عَنْ طَلِبِ غَيْرِ. They will not take, they will forget everyone else. Look, the heart of the Imam. Who wants to stay alone? But the Imam, this heart full of love and care, tell them just go. Take every companion, take a family member of mine and go, leave me. I will stay alone. Look at what they said, his family members. لِمَ نَفْعَلُ ذَلِكَ? Why do you want us to do that? لِنَبْقَى بَعْدَكَ, so we can stay after you? لَا أَرَانَ اللَّهُ ذَلِكَ أَبَدًا. May Allah never show us that day ever. And who started with this? Al-Abbas and his brothers. Then he looked at the children of Muslim ibn Aqil. He's like, look, you guys, Muslim ibn Aqil, he gave up that's enough. You guys can go. They looked at the Imam Aysam, they said, Inna, you want the people to say that we left our master and the head of our family and our cousins and we did not fight with them? La wallah la naf'al dhalik. We shall never do that. But we will give our lives in front of you. نُقَاتِلُ مَعَكَ. We'll fight with you until the last breath. Then Muslim ibn Awsajah, he stands up. He goes, and نحن نتخلى عنك يا أبا عبد الله. You want us to leave you alone, O Aba Abdullah? Oh, what should we give an excuse to Allah Azza wa Jal? How should we face Allah Azza wa Jal? Ama wallah, by Allah, la ufariquka, I will never leave you alone. Hatta at'ana fi sudurihim birumhi, I will take this arrow of mine and put it in their hearts. Wa adribu bi sayfi, and as long as my hand can hold my sword, I shall strike them with it. And if I don't have any weaponry with me, I'll throw them with rocks until I die with you. Subhanallah. Sa'id ibn Abdullah al-Hanafi. Wallah, la nukhallik. We shall never leave you alone. Amma wallah. لو علمت أني أقتل. Listen to this. This is a companion. This is someone that learned, changed, became a warrior of Abi Abdullah al-Husayn alayhi salam. He goes, Wallah, if I know I'm gonna be killed, be brought back to life, then burned, then will be thrown as dust in the air, then brought back to life, killed and burned, is thrown back as dust in the 70 times, I will not give up on you or hesitate at all in your love. Subhanallah. You're talking about individuals, dear brothers and sisters. They said, Hiya al-karama, this is the honor. Now I want you to look inside of your hearts. Look deep inside of your hearts. How do you get this kind of self and soul? How do you get this kind of heart and spirit? How do you get this kind of mind? It is the love of the perfect beings, Muhammad wa Ali Bayt Muhammad. They shape the heart. They shape the mind. They make you like Abis. Abis was thrown in the battlefield. Abis was known a warrior like no other warrior. Going into the battlefield with his sword and shield, they would run away from him. He's calling unto them in the battlefield on the 10th day of Muharram. Malakum, what's wrong with you? Why are you running away from me? Tell me who does that. They're scared of him. He threw the sword, he threw the shield, and he ran after them with his bare hands. Abis, ajunint? Did you go insane? حب الحسين أجنني لا تلوموني. Don't blame me. The love of Hussein drove me insane. Dear brothers and sisters, I want you now, deep inside, in that conscience of yours, do you see the love of Hussein alayhi salam? The love of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Why do I match those two? Why do I match? Do not lie to yourself and say you love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and you don't care about the blood of Hussein. Why? He said, Sunnah and Shia agreed on this hadith. Husaynun minni wa ana min Husayn. Ahabba Allah man ahabba Husayn. Husayn's from me and I'm from Hussein. Allah loves whoever loves Hussein alayhi salam. What are we talking about? Or we come to Zuhair ibn al-Qayn. He goes, Wallah, I wish I would be killed and completely dismantled and killed 1,000 times like this, that I can protect you, Abu Abdullah. I would love to do that again and again. Dear brothers and sisters, one of the scenes in Karbala on the 10th day of Muharram, on the Ashir, dear brothers and sisters, when Imam Husayn alayhi salam at noon prayer, the time came, they say Sa'id ibn Abdullah looks at Imam Husayn alayhi salam. He said the prayer. He goes, yes, the time of prayer came. And Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam stood to pray. And Sa'id, the brothers and sisters, he stood to protect Imam al-Husayn. Arrows are flying down on Sa'id. Did he move? No. He received them with his heart, with his body, until he was falling on the ground. He just looked at Imam Husayn. Sayyidi, did I fulfill Assalamu alayk ya Aba Abdullah? They say Imam alayhi salam said, Anta amami fil jannah, you're ahead of me in heaven, go. Dear brothers and sisters, they say when Imam Husayn alayhi salam in the battlefield, one companion after the other, they started going to the battlefield. There was someone in the camp of the enemies. He was looking, he was going back and forth. His friends told him, what's wrong with you? You seem, if one asked me who is the most courageous warrior, we would say it's you, but now you look hesitant. What's going on? This warrior went to Umar ibn Sa'd. He said, Ya Umar, are you truly fighting Al-Husayn? Are you truly going to have a battle with Husayn? He goes, Wallah, I will. And this battle, you don't know, the least will be the massacre of him and his family. He looked, this warrior looked, he goes, SubhanAllah, I don't understand. And the battle's going on, and he's going back and forth, looking. His friends, they told him, what is wrong with you? Why the hesitation, going back and forth? They told him, Malak, what is wrong with you? He said, Wallah, inni ukhayru nafsi bayna al-jannati wan-nar. I'm giving myself the choice between heaven and hell. وَلَا أَخْتَارُ عَلَى الْجَنَّةِ شَيْئًا. And I shall not choose anything over heaven. They say the warrior directed his horse, struck him and had him head outside to the battlefield. They thought he's going into the battlefield. But then the camp of Imam Husayn, they saw a warrior coming mounted on a horse. He slowed down as he came closer to Imam Husayn alayhi salam. Then he dismounted, came down, eyes on the ground, and he looked at Imam Husayn. Sayyidi wa mawlai ya Aba Abdullah, oh Master Abu Abdullah. And Imam al-Husayn looked at him. Who was he? It was al-Hur. He said, Sayyidi, I'm the one who stopped you a few days ago, who stopped you and your children, the woman, the family, and the companions from leaving this land. I did not know they were going to do this. Sayyidi, Sayyidi, Halli min tawbah. Is there a way to repent from what I have done? Look at the change. At the worst, at the time that people would give up, Al-Hur did not give up on himself. He came, he gave himself towards Imam Husayn. Dear brothers and sisters, they say Al-Hur took permission from Imam Husayn after he told him, yes, Ya Hur, Allah Azza wa Jal forgives you. And they say Al-Hur took permission to go into the battlefield in Karbala. He started killing the enemies of Allah. They tried to surround him, to take him down. They came around him, but then they gathered around Al-Hur. When one of them struck Al-Hur, Al-Hur fell on the grounds of Karbala, and he called to Imam Husayn, Assalamu alayk Sayyidi ya Aba Abdullah, يا ابن رسول الله. Imam Husayn alayhi salam, he came to her in his last moments and said, Wallah, your mother was right. She named you the free al-hurr, for you are free in this world and the hereafter. Dear brothers, one scene I want to take you in Karbala. It was the night before the battlefield with Habib ibn Mudahir, when he stood with Zainab, Lady Zainab, outside the tent, and Habib was like an uncle to Lady Zainab, an older man who was a companion of her father, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. سيدتي مولاتي يا زينب. Habib stood by Lady Zainab outside the tent ونادى زينب علي قلبك يا زينب. جيتي كربلاء جيتي كربلاء شل جابك يا زينب. استعدي للمصايب والبلاء. Let me tell you something that your father told me, Zainab. أنا خبرني أبوك المرتضى علي، قال زينب هالعقيلة يوم عاشر تنولي، تفقد بساعة أخوتها وتبقى بلا ولي. يعني شنو يعني زينب تصير سبية؟ يعني Habib ibn Mudahir is telling her, you know, your father told me that you will be with no protector, your brothers will be killed, and you will become a prisoner of war. Habib ibn Mudahir, his heart on Lady Zainab. يا عينك الله يا العقيلة. You will see your brothers massacred on the ground of Karbala. هذا مقطوع شفوفه مجندل على الثرى، وذاك مقطوع راسه وضلاعه كلها مكسره. When you see severed arms, the others beheaded, one broken bones. قبالة تدوس العوادي بالحديد منعلة. يا عينك يلا يا العقيلة، شد الحزام وصبري. Hold on and be patient. On what? على ترويع اليتامى. The orphans will be frightened running into the desert. سلبوش والله سلبوا حرق الخدير. Lady Zainab عليها السلام. They say Lady Zainab alayha salam, she tells Habib, Ya Habib أنا زيدك كان رايدني أزيد. You want me to tell you more of what will happen? I can tell you. مكتفة بحبال أدخل. I'll be tied with ropes, shall be taken. حاسرة بمجلس يزيد, barefoot into the council of Yazid. يا حبيب قبال عينين in front of my eyes. What will he do? يكسر أسنان الحسين. He'll be breaking the tooth of Imam Husayn. He will be working, hitting the head of Imam Husayn. يا سيدي وحسينا السلام على الحسين وعلى علي إلك وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى السلام على وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. One last time. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين ورحمة الله وبركاته. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept the little we are offering in these nights بحق محمد وآل محمد, and let us offer the blessings of these majalis and the blessings of reciting Surah Al-Fatiha to the souls of all the deceased ones after الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.